This is Gary Kayye. We are here at InfoComm 2014 in Las Vegas, Nevada, as you know, and I'm here in the Jupiter booth, obviously, as you can tell. I'm here with Brady Bruce. Brady Bruce is Vice President of Marketing with Jupiter. How are you doing, Brady?
Excellent. It's a great show for us.
Well, actually, my first question would be, how is the 2014 show so far?
It opened up with a bang, and it's been solid, as you can see in the booth here ever since.
Well, I'll tell you, you got a beautiful booth. This year, this is the best-looking booth you've ever had. I know you must have spent a lot of money on it, but I'll tell you what, it's drawing a lot of people in the show, and it does a very good job of explaining exactly what you do.
Well, we work hard on that. I mean, we're positioning the company as a solution for operational managers, and we really wanted to show here the value the system could create for people who are managing global enterprises.
Yeah, and you've got a very niche market. I mean, you are doing very, very specific applications, and you're really good at what you do, and you've developed sort of like you're like sort of like the I hate to use this term, but the Kleenex of that industry. I mean, you're like the go-to company for this type of for command and control center and management of content for certain segments of the market.
I'll have to figure out how to work the Kleenex analogy into our marketing going forward, but I do like it. Well, you know, Jupiter's legacy has been building the tools that power display walls, right? Display wall processors that gather hundreds, thousands of visual inputs and route those to a wall and make them usable. So I can move them around any pixel anywhere on the wall. But a couple of years ago, I started going into our customer sites, and some of them are magnificent, giant video walls, and asking the question, is there anybody that needs to see anything that's up on that wall that's not here today? And invariably the answer was, yeah. Is that possible? And that's where Canvas was born. The idea that all this information that's been routed and essentially locked up on that video wall now needs to be liberated, needs to be available everywhere, on any device, no matter where somebody is.
Yeah, and you actually pioneered the whole concept of networking content into display walls. I mean, before that it was all the analog and even digital way, and now you can stick any content anywhere you want it to go at any time, and you were the first company that really showed that.
Well, we've always been about tapping into that sort of layer of information that surrounds operations, right? It's alive, it's thrumming, there's all the video cameras that enterprises already have operating. It's all the dashboards that are bringing real-time information, you know, process flow, volumetric flow, all of that, and bringing it to the end user at the wall. But now you need to make it available everywhere, on any device, so I can collaborate with anybody anywhere and get real work done. And that's what Canvas is about.
Right, and in that way, you're leveraging the network in a way that anybody can access the information anytime they want. And it is a little bit more difficult to do than the speeds and feeds way, right? I mean, we were talking about earlier, because integrators, they get it on the hardware side, they get it in the integration side, but the software side and the network side and the sort of the content side, the intangibles, are a little harder to do. And that's one of the expertise that or the intellectual property that you're providing, is that in addition to providing the technology, you're also providing the service of helping the integrator get into this segment of the market, understand how it works, how to sell into it, but also how to build systems.
Well, I mean, part of it is providing the tools that make the integrators work a little easier, right? Understand what that customer is trying to accomplish, what their goals are, and then at a tactical level, understanding what that network infrastructure looks like and figuring out how to use it so that I can leverage the LAN, the WAN, Wi-Fi, 3G, and 4G networks in a seamless way to get information to whoever needs it, wherever they need it, on whatever device they have.
And I'm assuming, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm assuming that when that happens, when you have that kind of relationship, you find that customer then starts selling systems that they didn't even know they could have sold, because prior to having the knowledge that you gave them, they wouldn't have known that this segment of the business was around, or how to penetrate this segment of the business.
Well, for the channel, it's really about engaging at a deeper, more ubiquitous level within their customer set, right? So they become indigenous to the solution that the customer is trying to provide. It's not just about hanging the screens on the wall and getting the signals there. It's about tapping into all of the signals and making them available everywhere. So they really become, first of all, they have to become a good consultant. What is the customer trying to solve? What is the COO grinding his teeth about when he wakes up in the middle of the night? How do I solve that? How do I leverage all of this technology, including the network, to make his job easier.
Right, and that requires integrators that can get into the C-suite and help with process flow and talk to the people who are actually decision makers and help them change the way that they're getting their content and their information now and make them more efficient, right?
Absolutely. Well, look, the COOs are already living in that space. As I said, they wake up in the middle like grinding their teeth about the factory in Singapore, the supply chain that starts in Germany. How do I see that? How do I envision it? You know, typically in a video conference or web conferencing, I'm seeing different kinds of data. I see your face, you're talking to me, and that's important, and I need that. And you're maybe presenting a PowerPoint to me, but that's static data. That may have been a slide that was created yesterday. While you and I are talking, how can we together go look at the factory in Singapore, right? The plant in Perth, the mine in China. Look at it together from different places, bring a consulting engineer into the conference, see 100 different views, see the real-time data flowing out of those business intelligence systems, and then work together on it. Annotate on top of live video, whiteboard in real time while we're looking at the video together. And that's our customers desperately want to solve that problem. They know the information is there. They want to know how to access it, use it, and get real work done with it.
And that's the value that you provide, is that you're willing to partner with them at a level that you're going to give them that intellectual property so that they can go and do that themselves for the future customers. So that first hand-holding experience that you have with the first integrator becomes a long-term relationship and very powerful. So for those of you who don't know, I mean, I don't know how you got this, but they got Jupiter.com as their web address. That must have cost a fortune. I don't know if you had to pay off NASA or you had to pay off, but it's literally Jupiter.com. So it's not going to be hard to find you. And you can find out all the information on not just the products, but the technology and the market segments, the vertical market segments, case studies that you've done. And that's one way, and one really good way to sell systems into this segment of the market is through case studies. And when you've done an oil and gas rig, you can say, look, we've done this oil and gas rig and this is how we did it, and now you can duplicate it over and over.
Well, you have to be able to demonstrate competence both in your area of technology and in the customer's area. Right? They want to know that they're not the first to embrace technology. It's critical. And so on our site you'll see white papers, videos, case studies that'll talk about what we've done in different vertical markets.
So check it all out at Jupiter.com. Of course, we were here today and we shot individual videos on all the new stuff they did launch here at the show. And all you got to do is go to the upper right-hand corner of our video search window and type in Jupiter, in case you don't know how to spell that, Jupiter, just like the planet. They actually got Jupiter.com. I do not know how you got that. It must have cost you a fortune. He was smart enough to pick that off way back when. Jupiter.com. This is Gary Kayye. I appreciate your time. I know you're really, really busy. Thanks for joining us today. And we're going to keep making our way around the show floor and talking to people that matter and looking at products that are making a difference.